We open with a gap down, and we're going to what you see here. This is just RTH only. Approaching the daily pivot. Just watch this area here. Watching this area. This is a gap fill right here at 651. So you can see sellers showing up right away from pivot. Just give it a second. I don't intend to take any trades for the first, because we're going to focus on execution today here. So I need to see more information. If that's what we're going to do, that's what we have to see. We have to see a little more. Retesting the opening price. And down we go. See, the volatility is insane at this candle. I hear some buyers coming in. Well, let's see what is going to happen here. You got the pivot. You got the zones right here. So just watch. You watch. We're not doing anything. So right now, heading back down to the opening price. It's not finding any acceptance above the opening price. That's not good. This is very fast today, guys. Very fast. We're not doing, again, no trades. No trades. No trades for 15 minutes at least. But this was a short from pivot. You can see it right there. Being below 600, being below pivot is not good. So, again, no trades. We talked about execution, so we're going to focus on execution today. 31 is the pivot for the ES. I'm sorry, 45. We hit target one on the downside just now. This was a straight flush from pivot. Straight flush. I mean, the high of this candle, guys, was 29.75. 29.75. And pivot was 31. All right. So that being said, um, let's highlight the opening price right here. We're gonna highlight this. It's the opening price. No trades. No trades. If you're with me, no trades. We're just watching this candle here. You see, in 30 minutes, you can't see much. That's why it slows down. Again, we're not doing anything. Sellers are relentless right now. Hey, good morning. Oh six, so 15 points from now. Yeah, this is getting. Okay, okay, cool. And if you were watching NQ, the shot I got on the screen, it hit the pivot to the tick. Gotcha. Yep, yep. It hit T1, and it's about to hit weekly T1. 20 minutes before the opening of 17 minutes, the next TPO. You see this continuation. It's insane. Unbelievable selling, huh? Look at this candle in the NQ. I mean, I could have taken the whole thing, man. 100 points. 100 points. Wow. Wow. We got here to the weekly TP1. Possible bounce here. Well, weekly TP1. How far can we go with this bounce? I don't know. I'm looking to. Not sure if we're gonna get back to pivot. I don't want to feel that we miss our opportunities, man. Just because I wanted to work on execution, and they just gave us pivot in the first 1 2 minutes. Ah, incredible what happens sometimes, man. Oh, we hit the TP1 on the downside, and we hit pivot on the daily pivot. So we hit two key targets, two key references. So this blue zone that you see here is either a fair value gap or a single print. I don't think I ever seen price moving this fast. I mean, it's just going so fast. It's incredible. One hundred points, and it's not even 15, not even 30 minutes into the session. Guys, I apologize. My cleaning service is here, so I'm gonna just go mute for a few minutes until they get out of the room. As you can see, this is this. Here's what here's a learning thing that I wanted to share with you guys at this moment in terms of execution, and I had this in mind, but I didn't share this with you guys. In terms of execution, you want to do one thing. Our jobs today, and I didn't want to communicate any bias or anything or whatever, was to have a sell order here at Pivot. That's what we should have it done, and we should have a buy order of 521. That's what we were supposed to be doing from the beginning. I didn't take the trade because obviously I wanted to focus on execution today, and uh, I think it would have probably been a little irresponsible to, you know, from my end to just go ahead and take a trade from Pivot. And when I told you guys that we need to be patient, so uh, that's the kind of thing that sometimes you miss in the market, and obviously I miss an opportunity to finish my day. Uh, and we right at the opening price, so we get back above the opening price. We're gonna fill this gap here. and potentially test that spike zone, which we didn't. We needed about 20 more points to test that spike. So, but we'll get to where we need to be today in terms of execution. So I hope you have not taken a trade, because if you did, then it's doing an unfair uh, uh, action to what we're trying to talk about. Because I didn't even take it. My strategy did take a couple of trades. My Ninja Trader strategy. So we just hit the opening price here, and we're getting a little reaction in there. I think the opening price was the opening was 602. 10 points away from the opening price. 602. So let's see if the NQ gets above 602. If it gets above, we're likely to see pivot and gap fill. That's what I'm hoping for. Pivot here, 631, gap fill 652. There it goes to pivot again. And I expect to see gap fill. We got our T1 above pivot is 681. I think we may see 681. There's a lot of stuff right around pivot, guys. So it's not gonna break that easily, but when it does, it would go really fast. How do I know that? You can see how volume and volume delta is right up here. You will see when my indicator prints this later, and you can see how we are below Friday's low, yet we are delta is higher. So Friday was a low volume session. So right now, there's a positive divergence working. So we'll see where that takes us. But right now, testing the opening price again. As long as the candle is green, it's testing the opening price. Test the opening price, successful test, or the break pivot. I don't know. We'll see. It's coming with a lot of energy though. There's a lot of energy coming into this candle right now. Uh, Lots of energy. Uh, it's officially trading at pivot. I think we're going for gap fill. Gap fill, it would be right here, 651. So we're gonna do here is we're gonna do a long here, go long at 630. Your stop is 603. But just wait, don't do it right now. Wait until we trade above 630 first. If not, just hang tight. You need a candle close above 630 in a 2 minute chart minimum. Or we can wait 4 minutes. Let's just wait the 4 minutes until next POC, next TPO. So we can have a better idea. It's too close. Too close. No trades, okay? No trades right now. No trades. We are above pivot, so we could potentially buy pivot, but stay put onto the next TPO, okay? We only have a couple of minutes until the next TPO, so let's just wait. You're seeing the rejection near pivot. We're gonna slow things down. We have to be patient. Got 48 seconds until next TPO. The POC on this bar is a 612. So mark that number, 612. Okay, 612. I need you to have that number marked. 612. And I'm going to explain something to you about 612. We got 16 seconds until the next TPO. We got 1 second left. All right, we're going to go long a pivot. 631 is our long. And I'm in. Long 631. Stop 610. 610 is your stop. Long pivot stop 610. We're going to look for weekly pivot at 682. Six ten is your stop. Do not give it any more than 610. No more than 610. We're risking 20 points here. And I hope you're using micros or whatever you want. I don't care. But it's just 20 points. It's $400 for a mini. We're looking for weekly pivot at 682. If we stop out, we'll stop out, guys. Here's the POC of the candle, 612. Did not take my stop. I have a 610. It got to 611. Just want to be clear on that. It did not take my stop on that push. It might take it now because they might do a sweep of this area and take it back down to the opening price. That's why I don't want to use the opening price as a stop, because if it breaks a 610, it'll go 7 points lower. We're looking for 680, 682. 680, 682. That's your target right here. If you're scared, you can get out whenever you want. I'm here to teach you execution. So if you don't want to believe me, it's fine. If you're listening to other people in your ears, Twitter, and all of that stuff, and you cannot execute, that's not my fault. There's many ways to skin a cat, like Stu would say. Yeah, there's many ways to skin a cat, make some money. I'm teaching you my way. If my way doesn't work, then I don't know. But 682 is target. Weekly pivot. 20 points in, put your stops to break even. Once you see 51. ES is a 42, so that means the ES is above the pivot. The pivot that I gave you for ES was I gave you right. I gave you 45. Okay, and I put a note in there, a very simple note. 45 to 51 is a very congested area. So you don't want to be short above 51. Okay, exactly. So that's how you execute. We're talking execution today. That's exactly what you got. You're protecting your capital. You know where the invalidation is, and you just keep pushing. Whatever you want to do, short, long, it doesn't matter. You're gonna make your money no matter what. It's just understanding where to execute. That's the key. Where do I execute? There was a reason why I gave you 610 for stopping the NQ. Did he hit it? No. It was saved by 1 point. 1 point. And I'm giving you clear targets. 681, 682. I'm looking for gap fill. Gap fill is 651. So if you have two contracts, you want to close one at 159. Oh, sorry, 150, 151. That's what I'm doing. I got two contracts. Or you can, if you got one contract, that's when you set your stops to break even. Okay, that's what you do. I know you were scared when price was heading to 11, 10. It's the risk that I already assumed that risk. And if it got there, I knew my next buying point was the opening price. So why would I waste 7 point from from 11 to 02 or whatever? Because I knew it was gonna hit that if it got below. Now you scale and you set your stops to break even. Scale out, stops to break even. Target 682. If it takes you out, it takes you out. But it hit the target. I gave you the 651, right? It hit 651 to the tick. The high of the candle was 651. If you didn't have your stops or your take profit there, that's not my fault. Here I got taken out. I made money with one. I got taken out with the other. So I make 20 points. Stops to break even. Now I wait. The POC of this 30-minute candle is at 634. The opening of the candle was 636. I do not want to buy below 636. In this case, if you are going to buy that, it would be the opening price. He clearly rejected at 651. So we're technically right now we are flat, and you pocketed 20 points. Here's the relong. I relong and pivot now. So I relong, same trade. Why did I relong? It touched the pivot. The candle turned green for a second. That's what I read long. So now I use 24 as a stop. I'm more conservative now because I don't want to give. If I got 20 points, I'm giving 10 on this trade. I'm risking 10, not giving. Risking 10. And that's my stop is 24. Now 51 has to break for us to get to 80 now. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. 51 is breaking. 51 is breaking. If it gets to 80, we're done for the day. If you didn't make your money with this trade and the add-on and the recycle of the trade, I don't know. I don't know how else you're gonna make it. I guided you step by step with stops and targets. If you trade the ES, I'm sorry, your stock of 43 is below pivot. It stops at 24, making a little rejection there. So stops 24. If you have multiple contracts, you took 20 points again. It broke the one time framing down. Let me make this a little bigger so you can see here. Now we're balancing. But we have to wait until the candle closes to see what the balance is. Good morning. Again, this right here is the bottom of the spike. Middle of the spike is right here, which is 667. And the gap fill, which we just gap fill right now, we just gap fill. That's where the rejection at 51 came in, the gap fill. Was a rejection big? That's how you measure a price action. It was not big because it sent price back down to pivot. So that's not a great rejection. That tells me that the buyers are more aggressive than the sellers. And it tells you right here. You're seeing it in the delta divergence that I have here. So 82 is target. As long as we get a push, 73 to 80 is target. If it pushes above, it's going to be big. Now 30 points to 85 or 82, that area there. 30 points is nice. Get your stops and make sure you trail now. You should be at break even. ES just reached pivot. Just got an alert. My strategy just went long. What's the weekly open in the NQ? That is a good number to have handy. It's 680. That's what we're targeting. And here we go. Here's the flag right there. Above 662, we'll see it to our target. Above 662, we will see our target. Be prepared. Have your order. Do not be greedy. If you're using Renko, you get out whenever Renko tells you. I'm not using Renko today. I'm using a 30-minute chart. Like I told you that I would. Now 51 has to hold. That's how we go. We progress. ES is, if you win short of 45, then great. Your stop is 51. I'm personally not looking to short. Not at this level. I want to see when the gap, when the weekly pivot gets hit here. Well, I want to wait. I mean, I don't have it. I'm in a long trade. Why would I be thinking short? And I'm focusing on my target. I don't know if we're above overnight high, overnight low. I don't care. This area has to hold. Here comes 51 again. So he's getting into the gap fill zone, guys, and that's why it's gonna be tough around here. It's not gonna be easy. If you shorted the ES at 45, you're up five. I'm in a long trade in the NQ, so I'm not watching ES for any trades. Okay, good. Yeah, so 45 to stop 51. I'm gonna go mute, guys. If you're here with me, you should not have a single loss in your account today. If you have a single loss in your account, then you're not following the instructions. Here's target, live, and hit target at 82. I'm out and I'm done for the day. One trade is all it takes. Now move your stop to 51. Don't worry, 82 is gonna hit. Stop watching the P&L. Stop looking at it. 82 is gonna hit. That's your focus. Watch the chart. Look for 82. Put your order at 82, and that's it. Put your stop at 50, 51, whatever. It doesn't matter. I would be very surprised if we got all the way up here and we didn't fill uh, that area. We actually got target here at 73. That's what I was looking for, to be honest with you. but I want to stretch it. Yes, it's 46. So now ES is above pivot. Any questions, any feedback, anything? I don't see anybody commenting. I don't see anybody uh, saying anything. So, not sure if I was clear, confusing. You guys want to talk execution? We executed very clearly. Execution, no stop loss, and I missed two trades. I missed the short, and I missed the long from 21. Trust me, yes, it was making me a little upset that I did miss that. I think that's a good long CTP. You just got to be careful because it needs to clear 51. If it doesn't clear 51, it's gonna be a problem. Set your targets for 82. Set your stop for 51. You're not seeing any wrinkle here. You're seeing a 30-minute chart. So don't cheat. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Good job going long. You should have your stops at break evens if you went long at 45 and a half. If you were short, this is your stop. You stop out. If you want to be greedy, guys, you can target 708. I'm still in it. I did get out for one contract at 682. I have a stop as a 10-point stop, and you can look for you're risking 10 to get 20. So you're looking for 700. Get it? You risk 10 points and profits to get 20. So that's a very bad risk reward if you ask me. This is your target. It got hit. I am done. I don't know about you, but I am. CTP, I know you always look for 5 points, so you got your 5 points. I am out. You got 8 points. That's all you needed, right? Okay. So the good thing is I recorded this whole thing today in the live stream. So I hope the recording stays there. Give me 1 second, please. My wife's calling me. You guys always get me. I'm going. I'm gonna share that with you. Okay. Let me put this tray on the screen first. So this was 10 to be exact. It got saved by 1 point. He wants to know, how did I come up with the pivot today? Okay. You know, that's my edge, right? Right. Okay. All right. So you see this blue zone here? Okay. For today's action, follow the blue zone in my screen. Follow it. Follow it. We're talking NQ right now. Follow it. I'm gonna tell you ES in a second. Follow it. You see this right here? This is a value gap. That's what this blue zone is. And this is a value gap from here to here. 42 points value gap. I'm going there. I'm going there. I'm going there. Are you familiar with a single print? Okay, so the single print and value gaps are very much the same, but a value gap is an area that hasn't been traded through after it created a value gap. For example, this 30-minute candle here that you see went from here to here, and no other candle has traded below this. So there's a value gap. What it means is that it's not a single print, it's just a void. The price has not traded through. Follow me? This is 30-minute candle. That's all I'm talking today. 30-minute candle. Here, when it got to this area, was a bullish divergence. You see it in my screen right here? So this area has not been traded through. So it's an area of importance. And from this area here, NQ went from 631 to 948. So it went up 300 points, which leads me to believe that is a zone of interest. So I use this value gap here as a pivot. The bottom of the value gap, 632. The top of the value gap right here, I used it as a weekly pivot. You see in this area here? So see this candle when it came down, it hit the weekly pivot at 682. So when you come here, this is a spike, this purple candle. So the spike on a purple candle has not, this is the bottom of the spike right here from 664 to 652. Hence why I was mentioning stops at 51, right? Because it would be kind of like 1 point below this. We went long from here, we used this as a stop. We went long from here, we used the pretty much the opening price as a stop. All right, I know you're interested in ES, so let's go to ES. It would be a similar story. Let's go to the ES here. So here's a spike zone in the ES from Friday. From this candle here to the bottom here, that was your spike zone. So I'm using the spike, the bottom of the spike, as my indication to find acceptance or rejection at the spike zone. So I put the pivot, the weekly pivot right here, 51, which is the middle of the spike zone. I put the daily pivot towards the bottom of the spike. So I don't care about this candle, but today I use this candle here for a reference. This is the candle that printed from 4 to 4:30. Um, the spike. That's what I'm basing my pivot on. Acceptance or rejection above. If price accepts above the spike, uh, the targets obviously are the ones that I posted. Um, if we continue to go down, there's obviously a validation for the spike, and that's why we target 28 and 16. See what happened here at 16? Look, price got down to 13. TP2. Go back to this area here, and you're going to find the importance of that area. So I'm going back, and I keep going back until I find, some information here. Look at how price rejected in the NQ. Nasty rejection. We'll continue to go down this way until we find the interception. Let me see where it intercepts right here. See this value gap here? It was filled, but we also had a spike right here. And from here, the ES ripped. And it closed. Yeah. No, I have that program. My So a value gap is nothing more. This is a candle. So we know. So this is one candle. Let's this is one candle here, right? If the next candle trades through here, this is value. So that's a value gap. Next candle comes, do this, that's a value gap. So my indicator would paint all the candles that have not been traded through completely as a value gap. The single print is different because a single print doesn't have anything to the left. So single prints are areas in the profile that only have one letter. A fair value gap will have several letters, if not more than that, because it only looks at the last two candles. Yeah, let's go to the current time in the ES. That's what we got right here. Right, right, right. So you see this candle here? Let me see what the high of this candle is because I can't pinpoint it. Right. Technically speaking, yes. My indicator doesn't print right away, but technically, yes, um, it is because it hasn't been traded through yet. So if I go to a smaller time frame, 15 minutes, let me see what it does. It should print um, something here. Let me wait until it generates because that takes a little time to generate. See the do you see 15 minutes here? See the value gap? It doesn't have it on the top, but it has it on the bottom here. But technically on the top, it is because it hasn't been traded through yet. See, I don't necessarily track those on an intraday basis because for me, intraday basis information is kind of useless because I'm executing here based on historical data. You see what I'm saying? Well, yeah, because you want to look at it the next day. You don't want to trade off that. I mean, when I do my analysis, when I sit in front of the computer, I sit to execute. Right. You have a value gap right here at 10 o'clock. No, but I mean, uh, say that again. No, no, I didn't say that my paper was on the NQ. It was not on the ES. When we first started talking, we started talking about NQ. So here's the NQ chart. No, here's here's the NQ. This is where you saw the value gap initially. This is the ES here, and this is when we started talking ES. I told you there was a spike. The spike was the. I told you that I picked this candle here as the low uh, of Friday, which is right here. That's in my mind. This is Friday's low, even though it happened after the market close. I didn't want to pick the bottom of the spike because it was in between weekly pivot and daily pivot. This is the bottom of the spike. That's why those that were short, I told them to use 51 as a stop. You see 51 is above this candle. This candle is 50. The weekly pivot is 51. The value gap or the single print or the spike, whatever you want to call it, is right here. This is the top of the spike. ES has not filled the top of the spike yet. Oh, I got to, I mean, just put my drawings. It's back. So all my drawings, you can see right there that this is the top of the spike. This candle, the red candle here, the low of that candle is the top of the spike, and the bottom of the purple candle is the bottom of the spike. So that's why I alluded to the fact that there was a congestion between 45 and 51. Do you see that in the daily plan when I posted it? Okay, so that congestion for me it means that I'm using the top of the spike as a stop loss, and I'm using the bottom of the spike as an execution for trade. So I got pivot here, which we're operating zones. The zones are 2.5 points. So technically speaking, by all means, uh, pivot is 45, so it's 47 and a half and 42 and a half. That's your pivot zone right there. This is the spike. So let me change the color on this and paint it that green. So that's your pivot in the ES. Right now, if you're long, you're looking for 51, just like you did. If it gets above 51, what was the opening for the overnight session? You can stretch it out to 56. 56 is right here, the opening of that session, right here. You can stretch it out. Uh, right now, the NQ, for example, you can stretch NQ out to 700. So that's what we're looking at. So I'm looking at pivot to be that spike is a pivotal situation for me. Extremely important, to be honest with you. A spike is a single print. It's just that the single print happened in the last 30 minutes. Yes, 4250. I'm going with because we talked about it and we SPX is right where it needs to be. Uh, NQ hit 695. Right, right. So we're monitoring the spike here, okay? So I agree with you 100%. Uh I am looking to stretch out my NQ trade, which I'm in. Uh I mean, it was just too easy not to buy pivot again. But you guys don't have to wait for me to tell you to buy it. I bought it. I mean, it got like close, like 10 points closer. It didn't actually hit it to the tick, but we're operating zones. And I believe the low, the candle was uh, 34, and we have a pivot at 31. I mean, that's just as good as it gets. So CTP, to answer your question, what I'm looking is this is market profile trading exclusively. Right. Yeah. Yeah, the single print from 4273.75 to 4247.25. Well, I mean, just look at Look at the candle. Look at the candle from 15:30. The candle that started printing at 3:30 on Friday. What is the low of that candle? The low of that candle, according to Trading View here, is 47.25. That's fine. We're gonna have some variations depending on the platform. Oh, okay. So then, what is the low of the candle that printed at 1300, 1500, 3 o'clock, 53.75? That is the top of your spike, and the what is the next? What next period? What is the end period? There's that doesn't count. No, no. Market closes at 4 o'clock. There's settlement and all of that stuff that happens after that, but market you RTH session ends at 4 o'clock. No, 4 o'clock. Four o'clock is the ending. 9:30 a.m. is the beginning. Perfectly. Yeah, no, that's fine, and that's why we do these things, man. These are the conversations that get us aligned. But now you can see the importance of the zone, right? Because there's gonna be look above and look below that you have to consider. But anyways, hold on 1 second, please. Let me enter this trade here. Sailor, what was that? 4250, 4250, 25Y. Okay, let me put this in here. So if I do this one, I get $19 right now, and I have what do I have at risk? 600. Got it. It's a little high. IB is high. Okay. Well, the VIX is red for the day, so there might be. I see upside. Okay, so I'm gonna enter another trade then because I just entered the iron fly. So the other one you're saying is 42 what? 35. That says and that is a 1 1 2 1. So that one cost me 300 $3.45. Okay. All right. I am long with the NQ from Pivot, and I'm looking for a T1. The ES is above. It's right at Pivot, so I'm looking for some activity to the upside. Uh, Look at the flag. We just went through the flag. CTP. Anything else, sir? So you got your 5 points, right? Did you get any drawdown? Okay. Was that trade that you took on your own, right? Okay. Dwight, are you green? Are you red? Or where's your status, Dwight? Based on what we discussed here, because we were talking about execution. What happened? You saying fuck? Oh, oh, I'm long Tesla. I noticed that crypto was not following the drop. Okay, make sure you don't do more than 50% of the daily target. You cannot exceed $1,500 in profits. So if you have 15, or what if you got 1,800, make sure you lose 300. Okay, so you just going slow. Okay, good. Yeah, give me 1 second here. What do these guys want from me? I'm having a very good day, man. And only took one trade. I recycle it though. For me, that counts as one trade, guys. If you're recycling one zone, you're doing one trade multiple times. That makes sense? Dwight, if I was not doing this live today, I would have pocketed 10 grand easily. Because I would have short that pivot. I would have shorted that pivot with three contracts because I was risking 10 points. And that thing went down 100 points. And guess what it went down to? It went down exactly to what? TP1, guys. TP1. Look right here. TP1 is 521, and the low of the candle was 514. So it is possible to trade with accuracy if you're waiting for the spots. We got 5 more minutes until the next TPO, and we are at weekly pivot. So I mean, I am not inclined to possibly taking a short a weekly pivot back to daily pivot because that's a chop zone. So when you get a chop zone, you fade extremes if you want to participate. If you don't want to participate, use this as a no trade zone. I think 706 could trade, and that's the POC from Friday. Because right now we're above NQ. Yes, we're above the value area low from Friday. Right now, that's where we at. That's what the fight is right now. Value area low from Friday gets above it. and we're coming into this area with one time framing up. Now you want to see what else gave me the clues that we were that I preferred to buy the dip as opposed to selling it because I missed the entry from pivot. Look at this right here. This is divergence. This is where we were on Friday. See, price was right here. Let's just pick this for example, right here. This area here, value area low. The delta was here. You see it? Delta was right here on Friday. You see that blue line? This morning, price was lower, but delta is up here. That make hey hey hey. I'm in here. I'm here. I can hear you. Oh, I'm muted. Okay, okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So that's what we got, guys. We got our trade. If you want to continue scalping, it's up to you. I know Dwight, you probably continue making a couple of trades. Uh, Yeah, but you know what, Dwight? Sometimes we're gonna miss a setup. Because we're waiting for some things. I saw it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to pull the trigger. I saw it, and trust me, it hurt me not to do it. But I was focused today that I was not going to trade in the first, 15, 20 minutes or whatever it took to get a good setup. And look, the market sent it right back down to the daily pivot. And guess what? Beautiful setup. So all we need is one trade. Oh, it hurt me so badly. I could have made my week with that trade. Why? Because of the spike. It was there. I could have been aggressive, and I knew that I just needed to cover this candle here. 46. But guess what? We got our money. We didn't get it that way. We got it some other way because we followed the plan. Now I'm working on 706 right here. If we get there before the opening of the next TPO, great. And we're likely to get it on this push up now. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. Look, I got my setup, the setup that I wanted. I got it, which was my pivot. Oh, of course. I'm up 200 points in the NQ. Right, right. Well, we got 25 points to that. Look at that. This is going rippy mode right now. So this is a magnet here. This is the next value gap. It's a magnet here. This thing has a magnet in here. Let me see. Oh, emojis. Yeah, it has a magnet. Where's my magnet? And I want you guys to focus on the target. Don't look. Know your stop, but focus on the target. Stop looking at P and L. Stop looking at P and L. Stop looking at P and L. Look at targets. Secure your stops. Get your profits. Focus on the P and L. Forget about everything else. This is going rippy. This is the target here. Now we're above it. We're above this. We're above to get. We. almost above the spike. This is gonna get it's gonna get tricky right here, guys. We exceeded our target. There you go. Unless it changes later, right? So I got here an NQ32 as a magnet right here, 32. A little clown there. And it's going for it because it broke 700. It's not going to go in a straight line. That's the magnet right there. Break above that, you see the next magnet, a 776. Yeah, I got Tesla right here. 213 right now. Oh man, this the speed. I mean, you gotta watch the speed. These candles here do no justice, man. You gotta watch the footprint to see the speed of this thing. It's insane. The NQ is moving like 10 points per second. That shit is wild, man. Let's not get complacent here, but we just hit the POC from Friday. So acceptance above POC, it will complete the rotation. Value area low, POC, value area high. Look where they line up with this fair value gaps is up here. 776, 778, whatever. But it needs to get above TP1. And then we got, I don't know if we get to TP3, but that would be amazing because it will be traversing from spike to spike. That's why I chose that area as a TP3. Now, you want to see here delta, you want to see the delta making high highs here. That's what you want to see now. For NQ or ES? What's the overnight high? I didn't even. It's 780 something, right? 715. Okay. So I'll get out of 715. I would love 733. So far, it's a trend day. So, well, it is. Until this point, it is. We haven't make a lower low in 30 minutes. See it right here. High highs, high low, high low so far. Yeah, so that's always a clue when it does that's actually my favorite setup. So it looked below overnight low and failed. So there was no interest below overnight low. NQ is moving insanely fast, man. Maybe I have my chart set up too fast, and it looks fast to me, and not to. We have a big buy tray at 695. A huge buy at 695 in the NQ that just got processed. I mean, if the calls were not that expensive on NDX, I would have buy. I would probably buy a call for 100 points, 50 points of the upside, but they're too expensive. So if you guys watch the RSI too, which I don't watch, but occasionally I like to look at things. So what you're referring to, Sailor, is right here. Let me put this in perspective for you. And I was watching this as price was going down into that area. I don't have overnight levels on this on the chart that you're seeing, but I have it in another chart. What you're saying is exactly what I was watching right here. This is the RSI at that level that you were mentioning. And we post this picture here. Here's the picture for you to see in this group. Actually, I'm gonna put it in trade plan trading. You can see it there. See the divergence there in trade plan trading in that chat. I can post it here if you want to. You see the divergence there? That's what I didn't hesitate to take the long from pivot. Those are 30-minute candles, yes. And I saw that the same divergence was here. You see it on my delta, because we were above it. So now I am gonna go for 733. This is the 11 o'clock. Why is this thing? Oh, maybe I have the wrong time. 11 o'clock should be 11:30. It looks like we're. All right, keep going, baby. Don't turn around. Why are you doing that? Why? Nah, hit the BOC. Oh, now they're protecting the 700 area. Wow, dude, this is insane. This thing is moving how incredibly fast. Hey, we just dropped like freaking almost 15 points in like 2 seconds. Wow. Well, we have some big trades there that took place, so it normally chops on that area uh, because a lot of longs went in right there. So they like to rebid those areas when it gets there. But now you're getting uh, uh, you're getting bullish imbalances here. So those longs are refreshing their bids right now, and it's gonna fly now because now those longs got from 697 to 700. So break above 702, 703, and it's rippy mode. Remember, guys, this area here is Friday's POC. That make no mistakes. Friday was a trend down day. Most of the trades happen here, the 707 level. That's what POC is, where most of the activity happens. ES is what right now? 50. Okay, so that's weekly pivot right there in that area. And Q is a slightly above weekly pivot. Focus on this number here, guys. 733. And it's not because of I'm being biased or whatever. It's what the chart is telling me as I see orders being processed. Ripping too. I'm about to do my famous short strangle on Apple. 185, 165. No, yeah. I'm about to put it in today. I'll probably give it until the end of November or maybe 2 weeks. I try to get like $3 aside. I'll normally close before earnings. Yeah. But if I don't care about owning the stock, I'll keep it. Yeah, yeah, they normally do that, right? You're right. You're right. You're right. Absolutely. Right, right, right. Yeah, I'll see what I can get for. But I don't mind owning Apple, whatever. Guys, 733. Here's the clown. 'Thank God. 733, pals. Just when everybody was bearish, here comes this amateur trader. When it shook out all those weak-handed buyers. Nice, nice, nice. Well, I added longs this morning at 7 o'clock, and I kept those. Exactly. So I'm looking at it as like somebody that has an account of $500. Here we go, the target, guys, T2. And if it rips above T2, there's no reason to get out. Because now, guess what? All those shorts from Friday, they're gonna get fucked, and that's gonna send this back up here to value area high 775. I'm not even getting out here. Clown, move away! T2, guys. T2. No, I think I'm stretching it, man. I think I need to close my trade. I'm flat. I'm flat with futures. I milked the NQ today. Milked it, and the Dow too. I was up. I'm up about 100 points on the Dow right now. So I'm gonna close that trade right now. Bank that money. The only one I'm down is the ES, and I'm down $148 because I never averaged down enough. Stupid Nug is flat. Well, it's down like a percent or something. So stupid, man. All right, so I'm gonna post this chart here. Everything, everything that we were talking about, poop sprinting. Oh, who's that? I don't even know who this is. Oh, I put a live stream and some people just joined my live stream. I don't even know who they are. So I'm gonna stop the stream here and see